Hey guys, welcome to the Marketing Made Simple show. Right, so this episode I'm going to talk to you about sales, but I'm going to talk to you specifically about closing, because as we've talked about many times, and you'll see from other videos, there's a huge difference between closing and selling. A lot of people's good at selling, not a lot of people's good at closing. So I'm going to share with you a few different techniques that you can apply and you can start using to close and win more business. So the first one I'm going to talk to you about right now is a summary close. So this is where you basically summarize exactly what's going to happen next. So you could go along the lines of saying, right, so Mr. Client, this is what's going to happen right now. We're going to get this set up. We're going to arrange the installation date. We're going to do this for you. This is going to allow you to move forward, and we're going to onboard your team onto that. That's exactly how this works moving forward. What date works for you for us to get started? So you've got a really, really straightforward close, which is based around you summarizing exactly what's going to happen for them. Now, the next thing that you can do is a different close. You've got a price close. And so what you could do here is you find sometimes clients, they'll be saying to you, do we have any incentives? Is there any discounts? Now, I don't necessarily think that you need to discount your price. However, if this is the thing that's going to help you lock it in, I'd be more than happy for me to reduce the price slightly if you extend the term that we can work together. And so this is a real good way of you taking control, but giving them what they want as well. And if you price this right and look after it, and you've got this idea in your head before you start, then the pricing is never really going to be affected anyway, because you've factored in this split cost process. Plus, the good thing with this as well, especially for smaller businesses, is that cash flow becomes a lot more manageable when you know that you've got a predictable amount of revenue coming over the next few months as well. So it goes as simple as what I've just said right there. Like, I will be more than happy, Mr. Client, for me to reduce the cost if you extend the amount of time that we can work together. That's that one, and that just works really well. Now, you've also got a style of questioning closes. So questioning closes is where you can actually start to ask questions of them to see if they are in a position to proceed. So again, a good example of this would be if you say to them, this is kind of like a trial close as well. It works really well. You say to the client, you say, okay, have you heard enough for you to make a decision? From everything that we've talked about right now, have you heard enough to make a decision? What they're going to say to you there is either yes, let's get started, or no, not just yet. And it's like, fine, fantastic, I'll keep on telling you some more stuff. And so it's a really good way of you asking a question and almost trialing to see if that is ready to close. If not, you just continue to explain some more of the benefits or however it's going to work and solve their problems. And another really good example of using questions is being able to challenge them on the problems that they're facing. So when you're speaking about how your service or your product can help them solve these issues, one of the things that you can say is, from everything that we've talked about, do you feel that this is a good fit to solve the issues that we're talking about? Do you feel that this will solve the problems that you have? And what you're looking at doing there is testing to see whether or not you're in the right space. And they're going to tell you exactly what you need to do to be able to win that business as well moving forward. Let's think another one. You've got an assumptive close. So an assumptive close is where you actually just assume this is going to happen. And this is one that we used to use all the time back in the door-to-door sales days. And that looked very simple. Basically, what we used to do is we used to say, do you mind if we come in and sit at your stairs just to fill your documentation out? Or in your case, you could assume that they're going to go ahead with it. So it's along the lines of, right, fantastic, good stuff. When's the best time for us to install, get started, get on board, whatever the services that you're going to provide? That works really, really well. And then the final one, which is a takeaway close. So do you know when if you've got children, if you take a toy away from them, they want it even more. So a really good technique here is for you to remove something in order for them to make them lust after it even more. And this works really, really well. It's a bit of a psychological game. It's not a manipulative thing, but it works really, really well by you saying, right, okay, so what we're going to look to do is, if you want me to tweak the cost or tweak the service or whatever it is, like what I can do, I can take this part out of it for you, present you with this. And often you'll find that they actually want the part that you're taking out as well. So it works really, really, really well. Put these to test. There's all sorts of different closing techniques, but listen, the most important thing right here is that you've got to ask for the business. Don't ask them just for feedback. Ask if you can get their business. Ask if you are ready to proceed. Ask if that they can make that commitment. And this becomes a lot more successful if you've done the homework first, that you sat with the right person who can make that decision, or people if there's more than one involved in that as well. The final thing, and I had the same conversation with one of my clients earlier on today as well. It's something that I talked to them about a while ago, probably, I don't know, maybe 4 weeks. Yeah, maybe 3 or 4 weeks ago. And one of the things that I said to them was that firstly, as I just said, that you've got to ask. Do you know, like, if you don't ask for the business, then you're never going to get the business, or very rarely you will. You'll get a few that will turn around and say, hey, listen, sounds great. How do we get started? And if you've let it go that far, you're not selling no more. You're just taking orders. But one of the things that we went through was about having a script, about having something that you can follow. And a script works really, really well. So you can go through each stage, find out, answer the questions, provide the services that they need, or talk about the solutions, and then ask for the business at the end as well. And that's it, guys. Right, okay, so that is a quick flash real sprint into closing, and this is what you've got to really get good at. You've got to understand that selling and closing are different things. I've talked about this many times, and if you go to YouTube, there's plenty of other sales videos that I've talked about on there as well, but you've got to understand there's a huge difference between selling and closing, and this has been about closing. So let me ask you this: if you know anybody that's struggling to get the business closed, send them to this video, tag them in, share it with them, send it into them on an email, whatever you need to do, pass this message on to them. They'll massively appreciate it, but so will I as well. Guys, it's been great. I can't wait to get the next videos out for you. I've got some really exciting topics coming up rather. Any questions, any feedback, anything at all, there's a little comment section below. You can obviously share questions with me. Your feedback would be massively appreciated as well. But guys, until next time, have an absolutely wonderful time.